So I went and bought some more books, so this video is going to be another haul. It's going to be a used bookstore haul, which I've never actually bought from a used bookstore before, but I found some good stuff. And I'll just get into it. The first book was, or is, Ozma of Oz by L. Frank Baum, illustrated by John R. Neal. This is the third book in the Wizard of Oz series. I've read the first one, it's the only one I've read. I've never seen any of the others, but I saw this and I was like, wow, cool. So I wonder how I can find number 2. There's like quite a few books in that series actually. I don't know where to find them all. But this will be exciting to read. I'm not sure who Ozma is, but I guess she's either this one or this one. Of course, that's the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Lion, and there's a chicken here with a necklace on, and there's some kind of creature here that looks like basically just like a white beard, I don't know, with eyeballs. Oh, the lion's up there too. Oh, and on the back, the Scarecrow is on the lion's back and looks like they're jumping. And then the Tin Man is on some kind of horse made of a log. They're jumping too. And the chicken's down there jumping. I don't know where they're headed for, but this doesn't have any write-up about what it's about. Other than, of course, the Oz characters. On the inside it says, "To all the boys and girls who read my stories, and especially to the Dorothys, this book is lovingly dedicated." I guess Dorothy's in here, but she doesn't seem to be on the cover, because I don't think she's one of these ones. Because she's supposed to be a kid and they look more adulty. But this is illustrated as well. Has illustrations. The girl in the chicken coop. Maybe that's where the chicken comes from with the necklace on. Says, Uncle Henry called Dorothy. So there's Dorothy. She's in there. Looks like she's on a boat. So that'll be exciting. The second book I got was The Midwich Cuckoos by John Wyndham. Has eyes. Of course, because this is what the movie was based on, The Children of the Damned and The Village of the Damned. This is based on this book, so I was like, cool, I like that movie, I should read it. And of course, you know, their eyes glow. On the back it says, "Cuckoos lay eggs in other birds' nests. The clutch that was fathered on the quiet little village of Midwich one night in September proved to possess a monstrous will of its own. It promised to make the human race look as dated as the dinosaur." And then it says, "Exciting, unsettling, and technically brilliant." That's by The Spectator, which I assume is a newspaper. I've read one book by John Wyndham, and it was The Chrysalids, which I read in school, which I'd also like to get my hands on again. But this movie is really cool, so I wonder how similar it is to this book. And I'll have to read it and find out. The third book I got was Anthem by Ayn Rand. Has a light bulb on it. I don't know why. I don't really know what this is about, but I grabbed it. I know she has her other ones, The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged, which are really long, but this one looks short, so I figured I'd read this. On the back it says, he lived in the dark ages of the future. In a loveless world, he dared to love the woman of his choice. In an age that had lost all trace of science and civilization, he had the courage to seek and find knowledge. But these were not the crimes for which he would be hunted. He was marked for death because he had committed the unpardonable sin. He had stood forth from the mindless human herd. He was a man alone. Ayn Rand's classic tale of a future dark age, of the great we, a world that deprives individuals of name, independence, and values, anticipates her later masterpieces The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged. This centennial edition of Anthem, it says centennialer, that's 100 by the way, celebrating the controversial and enduring legacy of its author, features an introduction by Rand's literary executor, Leonard Peikoff, which includes excerpts from documents by Ayn Rand, letters, interviews, and journal notes in which he discusses Anthem. That sounds interesting. This volume also includes a complete reproduction of the original British edition with Ayn Rand's handwritten editorial changes and a reader's guide to her writings and philosophy. And I was looking at it, and the book part is like at the front, and then afterwards, after the story ends, there's like all these other thing where it like has like where she like scribbled in like I guess her notes and stuff and like what she took out of the I guess her draft. That's interesting, I guess, if you're a fan of her. You can see how she changed the story, I suppose. The next one is 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger, of which I read his Catcher in the Rye, and I was like, I want to read more of him as well, so I grabbed this. The 9 stories are A Perfect Day for a Banana Fish, Uncle Wiggily in Connecticut, Just Before the War with the Eskimos, The Laughing Man, Down at the Dinghy, For Esme with Love and Squalor, Pretty Mouth and Green My Eyes, Dumye, Smith Blue Period, and Teddy. He also has Franny and Zoe, which I'd like to read as well. On the inside it says, we know the sound of 2 hands clapping, but what is the sound of 1 hand clapping? Okay, I don't think that would make a sound. Unless it was like that. So that sounds exciting. I would like to read more like short story collections by authors who have, like I've read their novels, but I like to read their short stories if I could find that, but that's hard to find. And the last one is The Incredible Journey by Sheila Burnford. This is, wait, I didn't show you the cover there. This one here is a movie as well, The Incredible Journey, about the 2 dogs and the cat trying to find their way home to their owners. And I was like, I didn't know that was a book. Cool, I'm gonna get that. Look how cute they are. This one sounds like a tearjerker. Of course the movie is, so I assume the book would be. On the front it says, a masterpiece, one of the best animal stories in years. And that's from the New York Herald Tribune. And this book also has illustrations by Carl Berger. On the back it says, this flawless saga will creep right into your heart. Does that mean there's more than one? Danger and suspense, zest and gaiety, a classic. And that's from the Chicago Tribune. And then the plot is, instinct told them the way home lay to the west. And so the Dottie, young Labrador Retriever, the roguish Bull Terrier, and the indomitable Siamese set out through the Canadian wilderness. Did I know that was set in Canada? That's cool. I don't remember for the movie if they said that or not. Separately, they would soon have died, but together the 3 house pets face starvation, exposure, and wild forest animals to make their way home to the family they love. The incredible journey, the courageous, heartwarming story of 3 runaway pets. Now I'll show you the pictures. Here's one here. The 2 dogs are resting beside the owner, and the cat is on the knee, of course. Here they look like they're already lost. Looks like they're outside in the forest or something. And here it looks like they got back to their owner. Well, the dog did with the boy anyway. Reunited at last. Anyway, so that is 5 more books to add to my collection that I plan on reading in the coming months. Yes. See you later.